Have you ever set yourself some ambitious goal at the beginning of the year and then wound up failing at it? Well, here's the unabridged recounting of my $10,000 failure this year. So basically, at the beginning of the year, I set myself three goals. Okay, so I wanted to make earn 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. On this one, I wanted to make $100 of passive monthly income per month, and then I wanted to create $10,000, just earn $10,000 without having a job, so non-wage income. And that was basically because like I want to be an entrepreneur. I see myself as one, and I want to like be able to make money out of thin air, right? And then my goal was like I would make that money and like that passive income, and then I could take it to my YouTube channel and be like, hey, this is how you do it, guys. And then, I'd have something to talk about, and, it'd be an interesting video. So basically, in early February, I still hadn't started. Like, I set the goals in like January, obviously, but I still hadn't started in February. And then I was listening to this podcast by the Mindset Mentor. It's a great podcast. And he was talking about Parkinson's law. And that's basically the law that when something's due, when it has a set time you have to do it, it'll be done by then. I mean, unless you're like totally lazy. But basically, it'll take that long. So like, if you get like a month to do an essay, it's going to take you a month. You probably won't even start for like 3 weeks. But if they give you a week to do that essay, I mean, it only takes a week, right? Like, so it depends how long they give it to you. Like, you could do that same example with like a homework assignment that you start day one, but it's like 3 days or versus 1 day. Like, basically, you'll focus as much as you need to. Okay, so that's the point. So if you don't have a time limit on your goal and it's not close enough, you're never really going to do it, right? You're going to be like, oh, I can do it later, so it'll probably never get done. And I had this genius revelation when I heard that. I said, oh my God, I could split my 3 yearly goals into 4-month goals, which is a lot, sooner. Like, you can see the month basically instead of it being the end of the year. So I was like, all right, I'm going to set these goals and then I'll be able to actually do them. So I said, first I'll earn $10,000 of income in the first 4 months. So whatever, April, I guess, I would start the next goal. That would be 100. Take that money and turn it into $100 of monthly income, and then take that experience and turn it into 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So that was genius, right? To me, this was like the most brilliant thing that I ever thought of. So I was like, all right, I have to do this. So I made this fucking post on Instagram like an idiot. I mean, it's smart, okay? I said, I want to have accountability for this so I don't just give up in like a week. So I made this post on Instagram showing like all the ways I plan to get money. And I looked like a damn fool. Like, everyone's just going about their life just normally, and here I am. Hey guys, dude, look at this goal. And then, obviously, like, I don't want to fail now because I've set this fucking goal on social media. Probably someone who fucking is gonna make fun of me saw it. So anyways, I Google, when I'm like thinking of this goal, I Google how to make money without a job, right? So there's a bunch of ways that Google, like the articles on Google will tell you. So how to make money without a job, how to make money online. It's like, oh, you can write subtitles for this fucking website, or you can do odd jobs on Fiverr or like Upwork or whatever like that. So, but you're making like $5 per hour realistically. Like, when you're starting out, when you're not like a professional at this stupid irrelevant job, you're literally making like $5 an hour or like $10 if you're good. So it's a terrible way to make money. But I didn't want to get a job, I wanted to do it like hustle. And I realized that that was never going to happen if I just did those odd jobs, $10 an hour or whatever. So I realized I needed to start a business, right? And so I was thinking about like ways to start a business, and I found this YouTube channel, Bia Heza, who he's pretty wealthy. He's like a kid though, and he did it by drop shipping. And he had this one video where he did a short challenge, and it was to make money by selling posters. And there was these motivational posters. He just like drop shipping basically. You create the design, and then you like advertise it on like Facebook or Instagram. And then when people buy it, someone else prints it for you and ships it. So you're just the middleman. You take a cut. And he did it successfully. And it was motivational posters. It was like, oh, this great quote that someone cares about, whatever. And so I was like, wow, I love like saying motivational stuff and like, doing self-development. I would really enjoy this. So that was my business idea, right? And so I learned a lot after I started that. Like it took me like a month to actually get it running, and then I started running ads. Like there's so much that goes with dropshipping. So you have the product, you have to make it. It has to be good, right? And then you have to make a website, and that has to be good. And then you have to make advertisements, and that has to be good. And on top of that, you spend money on ads, and you have to everything has to be good for you to start making money. So there's a lot there, and I realized that I wasn't really passionate about it. After a month and like $200 or more, probably, I think $200 on ads, and then plus like whatever I spent on the designs and the subscriptions, I was like in it, right? But I realized I wasn't passionate about it, wasn't going to succumb to that sunk cost fallacy, and I needed to find something else. And I realized that if you're not passionate about something you're doing, there's really no point in doing it, right? Or there is, I mean, there's like a point in starting, probably you'll learn something, but you're never going to really achieve success. It's like something Steve Jobs has said and Jeff Bezos, whatever. It's like a rich person thing to say. It's like if you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're never going to succeed because like someone else is going to care more about it and they're going to work harder. It's just so hard to succeed in anything. It's hard to succeed in anything that makes money, really. That if you're not passionate about it, then it's never going to work out. There's no point in trying. So I was like, all right, I need to figure out something I am passionate about. And that took me down this massive rabbit hole because, I was running out of time, right? Almost like 2 months had passed and I only had 2 months to make 10 grand, which is a lot of fucking money. And so, yeah, well, side note, I was actually going for a walk one day and I found this vacuum on the side of the road for free and I ended up selling it for $100. So that's actually the only money I made, but $100 was 1% of my goal. 1% of $10,000 is 100. So I was like, holy fuck, okay, I only have 2 months to make this money, all right? And so I set about this thing trying to like, what's the best business to start in 2022 and what can I be passionate about and all this stuff. And it was just a rabbit hole. Like I was so overwhelmed and like, like scared and stuff. And I ended up finding this video by this guy called Make Money Matt. And it was like, best ways to make money on YouTube. And so I realized YouTube, he actually gave me this perspective that YouTube is just a business. Like even if it's her personal blog channel, it's literally the same as a business. You're creating a product, i.e. the videos, the regularity of them, and people will buy it with their time and their attention. And then, if the product's not good, they won't get it. It's a business. And then he has this business model where he'll like build up this queue of videos about one topic, and then it's basically like brain dead content for people just to watch. And so I said, okay, I already know about cars. Why don't I just do that? And I want to get good at YouTube anyways. You can make money on it. Like that is the perfect job. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this. 2 months left, but YouTube is a long process. Obviously, it's not going to take 2 months to make 10 grand when you're just starting. So I said, all right, I'm going to have to make a decision. Like I either have to keep trying to pursue my goal, which is getting harder and harder by the second, or I have to actually like change my entire path and just focus on this one thing that I think I'll be passionate about. And I mean, that's what I did. I basically just realized that I would have to fail, and I just gave up on what other people thought of me. I said, all right, yeah, I already made this social post for accountability, but fuck it, honestly. Like, I mean, now I've failed. Oh wait, May is the last month. May is when I'm posting this, and this is like past my goal. So it's the end of April. So I've already failed my goal, and obviously, I mean, because what I did was I focused on YouTube. And so this goal actually taught me a lot. Despite failing, it was so useful to me. So first, I learned that Google is absolutely useless. Never Google something that you think there might be like more wisdom on. If it's like, what was the year of this fucking event? Yeah, Google's perfect. But if it's like, how should I make money? How should I do this complicated thing? Google is going to give you the worst answer ever. It literally told me that, oh yeah, you want to make money, man? Do fucking write subtitles for this like terrible website that's like super hard to use. All right, perfect. And then the second thing that fucking selling a product is so hard. So this was a very valuable lesson because I had never actually started a business, like just selling something, and I was like, all right, I can do this. Like it's gonna be easy. And first, you realize that, well, maybe not first. At some point, you realize your product needs to solve a problem. And my problem was that posters don't really solve a problem, right? I'm living my life, and there's nothing bad about my life that a poster would directly fix, right? Like something motivational on my wall might add like 5 seconds of positive thought to my day, maybe, if I actually take the time to read it. But overall, it's a really hard product to market. So you need really strong advertisements, even if you have a good problem-solving product. Like even if your product solves a solid problem, you need strong advertisement, and that takes skill. To write good ads, that takes skill, and I didn't have that. And furthermore, you need a good website, and it needs to be trustworthy and have all this like, terms of service, whatever, all this shit, and it needs to like also convert people, so it'll like have some good copy on the website. By the way, copy is like writing for the sake of selling a product. It's like advertising in writing. That's what copy is. So you need good copy on the website to like convince people to buy it, and that takes skill as well. And furthermore, you need good fulfillment. So you need it to ship to them fast, and if they want to do returns, they can do that, and all this stuff. So, and after all of that, so that's so much work, like especially if you're brand new to all of it, that's so much to get right to actually make money on it. And after that, the margins are razor thin. Like it costs like $8 to buy like 1,000 views of your ad, which is insane because usually you get like 1% click through, so that's like, 1 to 5 maybe if you're good at it, so that's like 50 people maybe. Yeah, 50 people I think. Dude, I'm so stupid. Okay, yeah, so anyways, you get like 50 people to click on it, and then once they go to your website, they're just curious, right? It's like 1 or 2% of those people who are actually going to buy it. So you make like you make like one sale. So you need to have at least like an $8 margin if you're getting that 5% times 2%, conversion. So there's a huge struggle there in converting and paying for ads and actually making money on all that, because like, there's like shipping costs and product costs and website and like there's so much cost to go into it that selling a physical product is so goddamn hard. It's actually crazy. And that was so valuable to learn because like obviously when you think of making money, it's like, oh, I'll sell a product. And that is so hard. Like, I mean, I'm glad I know how hard it is now because next time I do it, I'll be more prepared. But just that was a valuable lesson. And then the main thing though that I learned is that like I have to focus on the main thing. Because the whole reason, if you remember, that I was doing these goals is like $10,000, $100, it was so I could get subscribers so I'd have something to talk about. Well, why didn't I just talk about what I already knew? Cars. I could start an entire channel on that. And so it made me realize that I already could do what I wanted to do. Even if I didn't know cars, I could make up some self-development bullshit and talk about that, okay? So really, it's not about the money, it's about being passionate about what you're doing to get the money. And obviously money is like a huge priority in my life because I'm constantly talking about it, but that's how you make money, is being passionate and actually being able to like stay focused on something. So, and commit to it. That's important. So basically, in all, I don't regret setting this goal at all. It was very stressful on me, and I realized that when I'm stressed out, when I'm like, depressed, I guess, and like overwhelmed by something, you come out the other side stronger. You put coal into a fucking crevice, it gets mushed together, and then it comes out a diamond, right? So I came out a diamond, I mean, like a poop diamond or whatever, but that's the point, is you have to succumb to some pressure, some overwhelm, and do things that challenge you in order to grow and become better. So anytime you're in that mindset where you're overwhelmed, you don't know what you're doing, you'll come out the other side better. So that's another valuable lesson, I guess. And so that goal was very good. So if you're thinking about doing something, setting a hard goal, you should go for it. I mean, as long as you're not dealing with something else, that's a great thing to do. I'm glad I did it. So hopefully you got some value from this. I actually purposely tried to craft a story out of it so it would be interesting to listen to. something I'm trying to do for my second YouTube channel I'm doing right now. And yeah, so let me know how I did on that storytelling, and thank you for watching.